on. Hey, everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff, the show where we review pop culture's newest releases. And this week, that newest release was Caught Stealing. This is from Darren Aronofsky, who, when we last left, was trying to make us cry with The Whale. Um, I don't know if he succeeded with that, but
It's
this
also,
movie.
if you had told me, if you told me to guess who directed this movie without knowing who directed this movie, never on any planet of Earth would I have guessed he directed this movie.
Yeah.
This is like the least Darren Aronofsky movie I've ever seen.
Right. So it is an adaptation of a book by Charlie Houston. It stars Austin Butler, Regina King, Zoe Kravitz, Matt Smith, Liev Schreiber.
There you go. Well,
Vincent
I believe it's Liev.
Liev?
Well, because Liev, not leave, Liev.
Liev.
Because he has a joke about that. Every time he walks into a room, he goes like, "Oh, hey, leave." He's just like, "Okay, fine."
Vincent D'Onofrio. I can't talk to the Carol Kane is in this. I didn't even recognize her. She is like an 80s, 90s actress, but she's in this. So Caught Stealing. It is the story about a guy named Henry, or they call him Hank. And
that's a nickname for Henry.
Yeah. He is a former AAA prospect until something happened. So now he's living in New York, and he's a bartender. He's got a girl. He's got a girl, and they want to get serious, maybe. But all of this kind of changes when he gets a knock at the door from his neighbor Russ.
When Doctor Who comes knocking.
Doctor Who. And he's got a favor to ask, and he wants him to take care of his cat. I think his cat's named Bud.
Yeah, I think that's what they kept calling it.
Bud the cat. His real name is Tonic. So does that confuse cats when they're called something else in movies? I don't know. So he wants him to watch Bud, and Hank's not a cat person, as he mentions in the beginning, but his girl's like, yeah, let's take care of that cat. It's a pretty cute cat. So he gets stuck taking care of this cat, which should be fine. But then he gets a reading from two bald Russian men who beat the crap out of him and send him to the hospital. And he comes out missing some pieces. So it turns out that a lot of bad, scary men are looking for a certain key that they all believe Hank has in his possession, which he does, because Russ left it in a very tricky place for him to find. So the movie, before we get into spoilers, is basically about Hank first trying to find this key, then trying to find where it goes to, and all the meanwhile trying to avoid a bunch of bad men and a bad woman. Also. So this movie I found very entertaining. It was a happy surprise. It's a comedy, but it's not safe.
People do not have plot armor in this movie.
No, the characters aren't safe in this movie. So,
which is something I thought you would enjoy.
Yeah, I did. So Darren Aronofsky, he throws some of that darkness in. He's known for. So I found it really entertaining. Hank loves baseball. He loves his Giants. He calls his mom every day to see how the Giants are doing.
A random Laura Dern cameo.
Yeah. At the very end, we find out who that voice is. I feel like she does a lot of voice work.
I think she does, because I think she did a lot of like David Lynch's stuff, like background voices, because she's been in a few of his stuff, but I could swear I've heard her like do background voices for people. Just like,
isn't she in the Rabbits?
I think so.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I don't think she gets credited, or she doesn't want to. I think she just does it. But I swear her voice has popped up in like a lot of movies. I was just like,
yeah,
that's somebody. I know that's somebody.
I bet she was in Frasier once. Everyone was in Frasier as a call-in. Okay, but yeah, I enjoyed it. How do you? Let's see how you guys felt about it. who wants to start? Thomas, you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. Really enjoyed this movie. One thing that I didn't expect was how short this movie was. But it was like nothing. This movie didn't stop. Once it started, it did not stop. Like it kept going and going and going and going. Like something was happening every second. I like the humor in this. It is dark humor, like it is very dark, but it fit really well. I liked all the characters. Like they got like a lot of character actors to do stuff, and so that was kind of fun. Um, I'm biased, but I like the Hasidic hitmen. I thought they were hilarious. Uh, but I think Austin Butler was really good. Zoe Kravitz was also very good. Um, but like the thing is, like they had like super chemistry, right? And then something happens, and then you're just like you're kind of shocked that this happened. You're just like, whoa. But the thing is, that's happened several times in this movie where you think, oh, okay, this is where it's going, and then there's a death. You're just like, whoa, okay, switching gears, let's do that. And yeah, it's just overall, like, because we're just doing brief things here, like I really enjoyed this movie, and I kind of want to watch it again, if I'm honest with you, because I'm pretty sure I missed things. Go ahead, Michael.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I feel like this movie should be called Nice Guys Finish Last because he's like the nicest guy on the planet. He'll do anything for anyone. He's just super kind guy and just gets crapped on the whole movie. Like the poor guy just can't catch a break, and literally none of it is his fault. It's like, but it's just like this weird, like cyclical, like, because it starts off with the flashback of him, or is that later on where he gets in the accident?
Yeah,
I can't remember. A little later.
Yeah, okay. Later on, but it's like one of those. Yeah, it's just like everything wasn't his fault, and he just keeps getting wrapped into everything around it. But also, like you said, it has the so many surprises. Like throughout the movie, I kept thinking, "Oh, we're going this direction," then boom, we're going a different direction. Then it'd have like the kind of telltale, "Oh, this person's not going to be who they think they are." But it's like instead of that being revealed later on, it's immediately like, "Oh, yeah, we're taking this, and that's the term we're going." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay." So, but I don't think I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it ever like hit above any ceilings of like, oh wow, that was incredible or outstanding. Nothing hit crazy. It was just very much one of those just super fun, enjoyable rides that I was in on the whole time. I wasn't ever like, okay, what? Like I didn't think of the time during this movie, which was enjoyable. But yeah, like you guys said, the humor I think hit really well, especially like just kind of the absurdity of the humor. Like whenever he gets out and he's missing some bits, and I was just like, excuse me, they didn't what now? It's like, yeah, that was much worse of an incident than you initially thought. Like, oh my God. So I don't know. I definitely very much enjoyed this movie. You're a little quiet, Joseph.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know what happened to the volume of your mic there, but
quick question, Michael. Did Matt Smith, was he your favorite part of this or no?
He was delightful. He's one of those characters that you just can't stand. That's another thing. Like you can't, like, he screws him over big time by asking him to watch this darn cat. And it's like, but Austin Butler's character is so nice to him even still. And I'm like, well, I would be
something I liked about the situation for all this was that Matt Smith's character generally didn't want to screw him over. It just ended up that way. He's just like, I'm just trying to do my job.
This actually, my excuse for leaving was legitimate. Like my dad was sick.
My dad died.
Like this is just an that too. It's just like one of those words. It's just a complete misunderstanding, which is hilarious.
But I did like that character turn where like Austin's like chewing him out. I was like, I can't believe you. It's like, my dad died, you a-hole. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That wasn't a lie. You weren't trying to do anything. Like no one's trying to do anything story-wise bad. They're all doing illegal things except for Austin Butler. But
except maybe the cop. I think she was like the only nefarious. She just saw the
opportunity.
Person. Yeah,
it wasn't like she went. It didn't go in that way. She just thought, "Oh, I could sneak out of this with some stuff." But very silly. Bye, Joseph.
Jared goes away. That's Joseph. Yeah, even like the Hasidic guys, I liked them because you get to enjoy them. But then like the twist is that they actually are like these monsters. Like she actually told me like, oh, these people are monsters. And then I'm sorry, those two people were monsters. Sorry. I can say it, I am, but it's just one of those things like you're like, oh, they're kind of charming and funny, but then you realize like, oh no. And then they had like that massive like shootout from like a Hong Kong movie, and they're just like killing everybody. Oh, Joseph, you there?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Yep.
there you are.
Okay.
Did you have to turn off the lights to become heard?
Yeah,
I guess so. I
live
guess
in the
that
dark.
worked.
Yeah, I need power.
Oh. Okay. So,
But yes, I did
oh,
enjoy this movie quite a bit. That's without the spoilers, by the way. So
yeah, we can get into the spoilers if you guys want. So, Hank, like you guys were saying, like Hank, when you didn't expect stuff. So, the whole thing where he gets his kidney removed, um, it's kind of like, well, okay, I was thinking like he's getting beat up. This is going to be the start of the movie, but it's really not because he's got to go to the hospital. He actually goes to the hospital. He has to call his mom, and he's hurt and he's missing a kidney, and then they take him home, and she's like, you can't, you got these rules you got to do, and the last one's like, you can't drink it. We like the whole beginning, all you see is him drinking like the whole time. And like his fridge is full of beers and
that was kind of a funny like character moment where you're like, oh, he's a kind of like he drinks every now and then he's like, all right, I gotta take all the alcohol, and then you like realize how much alcohol is in.
He's like, you don't think I can do it?
Yeah.
To the cat, yeah.
Well, the one that got me was like was it the bedroom or whatever? He just had like those like shelves. He's like, it's just like it's just like a ton of like alcohol there. I was just like, whoa.
This movie kind of reminds me of stuff like Fargo and The Big Lebowski, kind of like that stuff.
Definitely Big Lebowski.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
It's kind of like an odyssey for the character. He's got to like something happens and he's got to go get it or something. There's a lot of movies like that, but they're always kind of fun because it's always, I mean, this movie's really about New York, right? It's about this guy living in New York and it's New York in the 90s. It's not like modern day. It's not super old either though, but it's like 1998. And I'm all for movies just setting stuff in the 90s and the 80s now. I mean, we don't need this. We don't need smartphones and stuff. They just kind of take away from plots and stuff. But yeah, other characters. You guys mentioned Matt Smith. I thought he was hilarious. I loved his mohawk. It was huge.
Him in the stupid car where it's like sticking out the top.
Yeah.
It's like, good Lord. His
car
Mad Max
awesome.
car.
Yeah, he's got like these handles that take off the sunroof, and the music was really good in this movie.
It's like
he's
trying to run away. He's like punching. He's like, I'm doing as much as I can. Oh my god!
He constantly wants Austin Butler to drive, and Austin Butler he can't drive because of the trauma.
For good reason, though. I mean, just like, geez,
no joke.
It might be why he's living in New York so he won't have to drive. But so yeah, we mentioned before we get little sprinkles of his backstory the whole time. So he was a high school baseball player who was, sought after by scouts. Yeah, he must have been pretty good because he was going to go first round and like 15th. That's like for a baseball player, that's like really good. And he wanted to go to the Giants because he loved the Giants. And then
there's a major character flaw right there. So
yeah.
And
we get his backstory. So he was like driving with a friend, and they were drinking, of course, as high school athletes do. And then they see a cow, and a cow runs them off the road, and they hit a pole, and it's pretty gruesome because the friend gets thrown from the car, and he gets his knee. Yeah, he gets his knee torn up.
You're like Austin Butler, Michael. Like a human being just died, and you're worried about that car.
As the Camaro, as that model Camaro owner, makes me a little sad.
Yeah, that's a nice Camaro. So I thought that was real good, and it plays a lot into his character because, like you said, he is kind of the nicest guy around. I mean, he's like giving money to the homeless guy that lives next to him, and he's just trying to help everyone. But we do kind of see that he kind of always blamed himself for that wreck, and like at first he blames that for like destroying his career, but he later realizes that he kind of killed the guy. So he feels really bad about that, and he kind of feels like he's got to make up for this because, like we said, there's a pretty shocking in the film. You didn't really expect this at first because no one had died yet. But Zoe Kravitz's character actually gets killed. So he
Fairly
goes,
early on too, like
yeah,
1/3 way through the movie.
he goes to her apartment, and he goes in and finds her on the floor. And now the stakes of the movie. That these guys, even though the Russian guys are kind of goofy, they're not playing around.
Just spider walking everywhere.
Yeah, that guy's nuts.
It's
Microbe.
crazy. Yeah.
I love the end where he's fighting Microbe. He's just like,
punching
yeah.
it out. It's like,
Well, I did like
pretty
the
good at this.
yeah, it's just like, all right.
But yeah, so it raised the stakes for the movie. People could be killed, or except for probably poor Hank. He just there to suffer. Every kind of. So we should get to another character, which is Regina King's character, and she plays a detective who early on he meets, and because he reports that the people have beat him up and come into his apartment, and they do it a couple times. So she's kind of the detective he reported to, and she comes along with the cop, and there's a really gross scene where the cop plugs up the toilet.
It was gross. It's like, hold down the thing so it flushes. Like, I didn't flush.
Still
walks out.
Still got backed up. It's just like, really, man?
Thanks, buddy.
Destroying this person's plumbing. So what do you guys think of her reveal when they're kind of like at the cafe and she's eating a black and white cookie?
Kind of called it, honestly.
You did?
Yeah, when she's like waiting for backup, I'm just like, okay, you're being awfully vague. That's a little odd. And you're like explaining like, I'm gonna get out of this city, never come back here, but I'm gonna miss these cookies. I'm just like,
You want a cookie, kiddo?
odd character like focus, but okay, something's gonna happen, I guess. And he's like, and then the three walk in. I was like, oh yeah, no, I called that. So
yeah, that's what I was alluding to earlier, where it's like they like paint that picture of, oh, she's a baddie. It's kind of like, yeah, they're writing it on the wall, but I thought they're gonna reveal it later on to him and just kind of hinting at the audience. But it's just, but it takes that immediate turn. I was like, oh no, we're going now. We're jumping into it now where she's the bad guy. I enjoyed that. So it wasn't like, yeah, we get it. Wait for the twist or the turn for her. But they immediately kept it going. So I was like, okay, it wasn't like some weird, overly handed thing, but I thought it was good. I liked. I thought it was enjoyable of how much she played him. Like they had that conversation at the beginning in that thing. And so, are you happy? Are you happy with me? Are you happy with me? Like they just kept going back and forth in that weird. Like you never really quite trust her, but then you kind of be like get a little endearing from her joking. So you're kind of on her side. She's like, yeah, call her, man. Why aren't you calling her? Get the number, get the key to her. Blah blah blah. But then you realize, oh no, you don't want her to have the key. So
yeah,
it was good. They did a good job playing with the character for sure.
Yeah, it was a good turn, and she wasn't like, I don't know, like modern terrible boss lady or something like that. She got what was coming to her in the end, so it's not like she survived.
Oh man, that part where he like impales her, like her
hand.
It's her foot.
Yeah,
no, it's her foot, and then it's like the meeting of the ankle and the foot, and he like impales that with a broken baseball bat. I was like, oh no!
Who did you? Was it this movie? Someone got stabbed in the hand? Or am I thinking of something else? What did I watch?
Something else. It wasn't this one, I don't think.
Huh. Yeah, because it was the foot. Now that you're saying that, I'm like, but I watched something very recently that the hand got stabbed, but now I'm conflating it. I don't know. The Revenant.
I want to say weapons, but
it was the Revenant, though.
Oh, The Revenant.
Yeah, watch that
Oh,
later.
okay. Oh, okay. So, what?
that man's hand didn't get stabbed, Michael. That man's hand got chopped off.
Well, like he stabs the Tom Hardy's hand into the snow.
He
right
didn't
before he
stab
kills
it.
him.
He cut
cuts
part of it off.
He cuts his finger off at the beginning of the fight. Then at the end, he stabs his thing, crawls up, and then
Oh, I just remember that like part with the tomahawk.
Yeah,
I was like,
it just
that's
nicks his fingers at the end. He just looks down. He's like, that movie's wild, man. Rewatching that movie is wild.
You rewatched it?
Yeah, my dad had never
You rewatched
seen
the movie?
I rewatched 2 movies this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I know. Why does your
So
cup
back
look
to-
like it's from Willy Wonka?
It's purple.
It says Dr. Death. It's a Dr. Pepper substitute.
Nice.
It's good.
Nice.
So back to caught stealing. What do we haven't talked? We haven't talked about the cat,
Bud.
but
It's not here. We're not going to talk about the
They
cat.
break the cat's poor little paw.
I know that was sad.
Like, doof. I'm like, oh man.
I do like that line from Zoe Kravitz. He's like, I gotta deal with these people. It's like, we can't deal with these people. These people hurt cats.
Yeah. These poor cats. They're evil. That's good.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he liked the cat
comes
names.
to like the cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
have
can't-
this.
I can't tell if it was like CGI or something, but the thing is, like, the cat's getting like a ton of like media like attention on this. I don't know why. They're like, Tonic the cat. Tonic the cat. It's like Tonic the cat and Austin Butler are best friends on set. It's like,
It
It's a
definitely
cat.
looked CG at some parts, I would say.
I don't feel like anyone wouldn't be best friend. Austin Butler just seems like a guy who's very easy to get along with. He just seems easygoing. Like, I'll be anyone's friend.
One thing is, I couldn't like at the beginning. I thought he was going for like a New Yorker accent, but then they say he's like from California, right?
Yeah.
So I was a little confused. It's like, did he
Well,
just?
he's like,
It's just started to
California.
infect him because he lived there.
and I'm just like, but where from? Like, because he's got like a southern accent almost. He's like, are you from SoCal or? I don't think I
doesn't
really
look like it from the cow scene.
No, because that was like
like
Northern California, all that
Yeah.
green. So I was just like, where are you from, man?
Where are you
Who
from,
are you?
Austin Butler?
Yeah.
What else? The Hebrews were funny. Just seeing them run was hilarious in that chase scene.
Oh, I know.
Come here.
Why are you running, Hank? And then, of course, that scene where they take him back to have dinner.
Yeah.
All right,
so
we need
funny.
you to we need you to do a mitzvah for us. And as soon as he
Yeah.
said that, I was just like, oh no, this can't go well.
Is he
Like-
Jewish?
Half.
Yeah.
I do like that. I do like when he's like eating the matzo ball soup. Hank's just like he's like hesitant. He's like,
That was good.
Very good.
honestly, if he had his kidney taken out, matzo ball soup would be like the best thing. That's like the best thing for when you're sick.
Not all the alcohol he drinks in that one scene.
No.
Bad.
That was a lot of alcohol.
That's bad.
Bad Hank.
Paul and Anthrax, they met a sad end.
Yeah.
And his lizard.
That was one of those sad things where I'm like, he's such a nice guy and bad things are happening to him. But I'm like, and you're making things a lot worse by all the choices you're making, man.
Yeah.
We're going to get all these people killed. And then these people, I'm like, stop.
I mean, he tried to keep the guy in
He
the
did-
room, but
he
the guy
did, He
wanted to
want to go out
fight.
and blaze of glory.
I will say, good on him for going out like that, though. Just like defending his bar.
They killed
but-
my lizard, or they hit my lizard.
I was watching an interview with Darren Aronofsky and saying the movie that inspired it was the Martin Scorsese film. I don't remember what it's called, but that guy Paul is the same actor
Yeah,
from
Paul's
that
bar.
movie. Yeah, so he's,
Yeah, you
that
can see
movie. Oh, that's
Paul.
fun.
You can see Paul on the bar. There's a
Yeah.
photo of him.
that's fun.
Oh, really?
I thought that was a cool little tie-in.
It's not Mean Streets. It's
They said it like 12 times, and I can't remember. I'll look it up.
I forgot what it's called too. But yes,
Riveting television right here as we look up the
look up the
Yeah,
name.
continue.
title
find out.
of the movie.
I'll find out what it is.
There was that scene too where it's funny because he's like, I don't have the key, and he's like, they stripped him naked, and he's just like sitting there.
I
And they're
really
like,
don't have the
obviously,
key.
and they're like, obviously. Did you like the scene where they go into the club at
Yes,
the van,
I freaking love that.
and they
That
have
was
like
awesome.
all the guns, the grenades?
I do like that though. Is that it's like you think like, we're gonna have you go in there? No, we
Oh
got
yeah.
this. We got this.
They-
It's like what? Well, and the the thing that they do, blessings and success. I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
all right, yeah, that's a pretty Jewish thing. Like, not only blessings, but I hope you succeed in this too. So good job.
Yeah.
And then they just
Yes.
like kill everybody. Holy crap! Like,
Yeah. So I think one of the best scenes is when they're in the car, because you kind of like on these guys' sides for a while because they're funny and they're kind of helping Hank. And they even tell Hank that, like, you really didn't do anything to us, so we're gonna let you go. We're even gonna give you some cash. We'll give you like 200,000, and we'll let you go start a new life. And Hank's like, yeah, this sounds really good. But then we discover, because he asked for a light, even though what holiday are they in? Or
it's
It
not a
was
holiday.
Sabbath, right?
It's just Sabbath. So on
Oh, okay.
Sabbath, you're not allowed to. So you weren't allowed to make a fire, which means in like like Orthodox and Hasidic, you can't use electricity unless it's been turned on. So they'll like leave lights on the house in the house, but they will never turn them off, like the living room type thing. But they won't turn them off because you can't turn them back on during Sabbath. So it's just one of those things. You can't make a fire, which is what he was saying.
Yeah,
You can't like
Or
light up
drive.
because
you
or
can't
drive because you're technically starting a fire. You're using something to get somewhere.
combustion.
Yeah. So, but that was the point. It's like make the goy drive. I was just like, okay, that's funny.
Yeah, even though
yeah,
he doesn't want to drive, and they're
but
like,
I did like that. Is that literally making like striking fire? That's Hashem's judgment on those two, which I thought was really well done. I was in that part where it's like, we're in enough trouble with Hashem to not drive on the Sabbath. All right, let's just do this, okay?
yeah,
So, but I just like that because they were trying to go with God's commandments. That's what killed them in the end, was God's judgment. I thought it was really, really good. I was like, that's pretty good right there. So that's good
I did
stuff,
like
as
when
you
they
say.
when they told him to drive the van, and he's like, I don't drive, and then he's like, Hank, we have dealt with you.
We have
He's
been
like
very patient with you.
Yeah, drive the car. But yeah, so the scene kind of like echoes his accident, and so he kind of goes full circle.
Oh, and we never did say why. It's because they have the lighter of his girlfriend,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
She always had
connects
this
it-
little gun lighter that she thought was
Yeah.
so cool.
So they realized that they were the ones killed her, because that went back and forth a few times, because the cop lady tried to
Mhm.
convince him that it was them, and then he thought it was her because
Matt Smith's character is like,
he
Yeah.
It was
convinced him that it was
probably
her
when she
because
was-
she
yeah.
did that, and then they pull out that, and it's the same thing. And it should have. I thought he was going to throw, because they had shown the grenades before, but I guess they used all of them at that place.
yeah.
I thought he was going to throw the lighter in there, but then I was like, oh, he's the only one that put on his seatbelt, and they didn't do it. It should have been, I didn't catch it, but that should have been an easy giveaway of, oh, he's about to run into a pole again. But it was very good.
Yeah, because you had to think about seatbelts, like with Matt Smith
Yeah,
too. He'd
after-
be like, "Put on your seatbelt."
Did we talk about the fact that he's loopy because his head got smacked with a bat?
Well,
not just got smacked with a bat, but also fell back onto a speaker and just like smashed his head.
Yeah, we got to talk about the final fate of Russ. So
It's cracking me up.
Poor guy too. Like he did not deserve that.
I
he just
shouldn't be
wanted to see his
driving.
dad before he died.
Oh, he's
So-
cracking me up.
Russ was the instigator, right? So he left him the key because he had to go fly home to London because his dad, or England, I don't know if it was London, but his dad, what, did he have a heart attack or something like that?
Stroke.
Yeah, something
A
like that.
stroke, yeah. And so he needed to go back. So that's why he left him the key. And he had the key because in his storage room, he's kind of like the money man of like all of the mob work somehow. And Austin Butler's kid like, what? You? And he's like, I'm good at it. And as people trust him because they know he won't like betray them, but he ends up betraying them.
By
So
accident.
he's got this storage room, and you've probably seen that from the commercial. Is that funny? Where he's like, "Welcome to Narnia." And it still made everyone laugh when we got to that part. But so he's got all this money. So they take it. First he knocks him out, right? Because Russ actually turns on him, and he's like, I'm going to take the money and I'm going to get out of here.
Like me, a fall guy.
Yeah. So Austin Butler hits him. He hit him with a bat earlier when he came into the apartment, and then he hits him again in that storage room. Yeah, so he's very loopy, and he wants him to drive, and he's like, I don't think I'm in the right condition to be driving.
It just keeps getting bigger as the scenes go on, and then it's just like a mountain on his head. I was dying laughing at that. I was like, that is enormous.
So Austin Butler's character makes his own kind of plan, and he takes him to Flushing Meadows, and Russ is like, "Are we in Flushing Meadows?" He's like, "Yeah."
Oh, the Lolly Man, or whatever. What did he call him?
The ice cream man.
Ice cream man.
So there's like a big old chase scene and fight there in the park, and it's pretty funny, and everyone's like screaming, and they're driving away, and the detective character hits the ice cream man as they're fleeing.
Although she did have a Glock, and that's not period accurate. Yeah, it's the 90s. It would have been a Beretta or a revolver. A Glock, those were pretty new, or those were kind of new in the 90s. Not new. They were made in the late 70s, early 80s, but like police didn't adopt them until like mostly to the end of the 2010s. And so when she had that Glock, I was like, whoa, hold on, that's wrong.
She's the initiator of it. She brought the wave.
Yeah, but she's poor, or she says she's like trying to save money, so I don't think she'd go out and buy a $900
she's a
pistol
dangerous lady. Maybe she went and killed someone for it.
Yeah, maybe.
She needs to get to Brighton Beach, man. Retire on the beach.
She wants her black and white cookies.
Those are good. I like black.
Just use your Beretta standard issue, lady.
I know a lot of people don't like the black and white, but I like the black and white.
They're fine. They're perfectly fine. I don't really understand why they're like, oh, you haven't had a taste of New York until it's a black and white cookie. And I'm just like, it's just black and white chocolate on like cookie dough. Like
it's like a cake cookie.
Yeah, it looked like a little more bready than crumbly.
It's just a cookie.
So Matt Smith, we gotta get to his ending. So they drive, he gets hit the ice cream. So he's like, they have to run because the car's gone. So they gotta run. They get on the
they get into another accident, and then he like gets like whiplash even more.
And he's like, I really don't think I should be driving. So they get on like the L train, and it goes. They go to. I like it when he sees their destination. He's like, oh, Shea Stadium. Effing Shea. So they go because the whole time they're in the playoff race with the Mets. And I don't know if you guys know, but they ended up losing that playoff game. So that game they needed to win.
Oh, San Francisco did?
Yeah, they lost. So that's why he turns it off at the end of the movie. Gotcha. But yeah, so they end up at Shea, and there's this funny part where they're walking, and then one of the Russian dudes, because one of the Russian dudes actually died. He got shot up by
Matt Smith.
He's just like
because again it falls over.
I don't know why I laughed so hard. It was in the trailer, like that reaction, but when like he like actually nailed
in it.
Yeah, but he like nailed the Russian with that burst. I was like, what
but they're like walking through this crowd of Met fans, like leaving. and the guy stole his hat because the whole time he had a San
Oh yeah,
Francisco
that's
hat,
good.
and he's like, "That guy, that Giants fan says the Mets suck," and then they all start attacking him. Yeah, like New
Which
York
I'm
people.
surprised he got out of there alive, honestly. Like,
Well, it wasn't an LA game, so
well, still though, New York Mets, like those
Yeah.
people are crazy too.
True. And then they get back on the train, and I can't remember what Russ tells him, but he's barely there alive, and eventually just like he just like stares and he's dead.
He's like,
and
I'm
it's
done.
Well,
Yeah.
he tells Hank to watch out for his cat, and he's like, I will. He's like, you better.
Oh
And
yeah,
then just like,
yeah. The poor guy gets left on the train. He like closes his eyes, so it looks like he's sleeping, and he falls over on a dude. But that was the glorious end of Russ.
he's a good
Um,
character.
yeah, lots of fun characters in this movie. So, anything else? The music in this movie was really good. I was enjoying that. A lot of old school rock and stuff like that. And then the whole, they had a band, a punk band.
Oh yeah, was
English.
that made up for this or
They're
the
a
real
band.
band? Okay.
Yeah, but they did the
'Cause, like-
original songs for it.
It was like Russ's face. He's like, you don't know these. I forget what they were called.
Like
Indies,
the idols.
Idols, yeah.
He's like,
But
well, you
it's,
don't
it's
listen to
spelled
them.
it's spelled like you're idling a car, not like worship. But I thought that was kind of a funny, like, oh, that's kind of a cool turn, but whatever.
Yeah, so that was cool that they had like very punk British music.
I'm surprised they didn't play the Clash more because it was like in the trailer, but I was just like, there was like no Clash in this. So I was like,
yeah,
oh.
I guess they wanted that band. But they did play Closing Time, which at the bar.
Yeah, that's
which
funny.
was funny. So the whole thing ends up, Hank. It's funny, Hank. He's got to get away, so he's got to kind of take the identity of Russ. So he gets a mohawk, and he's at the airplane. This was before 9/11, so it's a little easier to get on a plane. He's got like all this cash. And she's like looking at him and is like, "Are you sure you're this guy?" And she grabs the bag and it's like, "Well, this is really heavy." And that's like only half of it because he sent his other half to the mom, and she like opens a big old box of cash and he's like, "Oh." And then they end up happily, him and Bud the cat live happily on this beach. Yeah, it was a pretty good ending. I like
until the sequel.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Well, there are like 4 books or something in like this.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's more
Series?
books because I was curious because it said based on the book. I was like, I had no idea this was a book.
No, I never heard of it.
I'm kind of interested to read them. So
Maybe they get into more adventures. That'd be funny. But yeah. So overall, a fun time. You guys got any last thoughts about it or anything we missed?
not really. I mean, it was just fun, which again is also not a very Darren Aronofsky like.
Yeah,
trait.
you don't usually come out of the movies.
Most of his
fun."
movies are not fun because like
It's usually just heavy.
yeah, because like me and my girlfriend were like watching the pre-show for Alamo, and it brought up Mother. She's like, "Hold on, is this the same guy that directed this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's kind of an
Dear
odd,
Lord.
yeah, kind of an odd shift from Mother to this."
Mother,
So-
Black Swan, the whale, the fountains. Like,
Noah, yeah.
I've
Noah.
never seen Noah, but
I couldn't make it through Noah.
Parts of Noah are cool, all right? But then, like, I always hate when people go like, well, now that we've covered the things that happen in the Bible, what happens if we had fan fiction to it? I'm just like,
I know, it's like-
why? There's a lot to go on.
It's like they land and there's other people there, and it's like, where do these other people come from?
Aliens.
The wrestler. He did the wrestler too.
You do the wrestler too. I've never seen Pie. I've never
Yeah, I've
seen
never
Pie.
seen Pie either.
Yeah.
Jared super recommends it, but I'm like, I've just never seen it.
Yeah, you go through his
Yeah, I've
movies.
never got
There's
to
several I haven't
Pie.
seen.
Have you seen The Fountain?
Mm-mm.
I talked to Alex about The Fountain, and we're like, it's weird because we love Hugh Jackman in it, but I do not like that movie.
Actual movie.
Yeah, it's odd. Like it's one of those like movies. I'm just like, okay, this movie's just a little too weird. Honestly, like it's just too out there.
Honestly.
What if he just turns into this sweet comedy guy that just starts?
He starts making buddy cop movies. And
yeah. Hey man, we need buddy cop movies back.
We do. That's what my dad and I were trying to figure out to watch, because we were going to watch Dark Knight, but then my cousin got sick, so it was my dad yesterday, and he was like, "I'm going to move for a buddy cop movie." And I was looking like the past few years, I'm like, "There's nothing, man."
Yeah,
you need to watch Blazing Saddles. Michael.
Blazing Saddles.
That's not buddy cop. They're a cowboy.
It is a buddy cop. They're buddy deputies and a sheriff.
Excuse me.
I just went through all the Lethal Weapons.
That's what he said we should watch, because I've only seen the first one.
The first one's great.
Yeah.
They kind of get worse as they go.
That's what I expect. But
I like 3 a lot for some reason. I don't know why.
2 is crazy. It's
2 is
nuts.
2 is like a fever dream. That's a weird movie. Like you're just like, what?
I didn't know they were all Richard Donner, but he did all 4.
Really?
Yeah. So I wasn't expecting.
Each one feels very different.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. Huh.
Well, but
go
ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing I want to touch on the movie was how much I enjoyed them playing whenever we were talking about the initial car crash, is because I noticed that as he comes out of the car crashes, he's like way more reacting to his knee than anything else, because it's like his sports things. I was like, man, it seems so out of character initially because we hadn't seen much of it. And I was like, man, he's just, all he cared about his knee there. That was a weird shot to add in there. I was like, what if that was a mistake? But then you realize that whenever he talks to his mom on the phone, he's like, I killed him, and all I cared about was my career. And it's like, it just seemed like that he had been like so kind and everything, trying to make penance for what he had done back then. That just added a lot of good depth to it. Because when that scene first hit, I was like, he's just looking at his knee. That's not the guy we know right now. That was like, that's such a weird shot. But then it kind of really comes full circle and pays off whenever you talk about that. I was like, oh wow, you get a lot more depth. So I was very much enjoyed that. But yeah, good movie.
Yeah, good movie. Recommend.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. So tell us what you thought of Caught Stealing if you've seen it. Throw us some likes, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we'll see you next time.